Let's talk Tanya for the 15th of Kislev. In yesterday's Tanya, the Alter Rebbe cited the Talmud, which says that David was punished because he referred to Torah as miras, as songs. And why did he call Torah songs? Because he was thinking about the greatness of Torah, that Torah is the source of all of the worlds. And we ended off with the question, why is that so terrible? That is the praise of Torah, the praise of God, that his Torah is the source of all of the worlds. Alter Rebbe says, yes, the Torah is the source of all of the worlds. But that is what we call the achorayim, or the chitzonius, the back part of Torah, the external dimension of Torah. The internal dimension of Torah, the higher level of Torah, is absolutely one with God. As we know, God is one with his wisdom. So just as God is utterly above and beyond creation, and all of creation is nothing to God, when we're talking about the internal dimension of Torah, the higher level of Torah, all of creation is nothing. So we can't praise the Torah and say, wow, you're the source of all of the worlds. That's somewhat like praising a multi-billionaire and saying, wow, he has a nickel. And actually the analogy isn't exact, because a nickel is a limited amount and $1 billion is a limited amount. Over here, the Torah is infinitely above and beyond and removed and greater than this world. Now, maybe for me and for you, this wouldn't be the biggest sin to talk about Torah in that way, but David HaMelech, because he was such a holy person, such a great person, it was expected of him that he should have a greater and deeper appreciation for Torah, and realizing that the ultimate greatness of Torah is not that it is all the worlds are sourced in the Torah, but that it is one with God, which is well beyond creation. And how was David HaMelech punished? He was punished with forgetting, as we spoke yesterday. What is the significance of that? In our lives also, we have internal dimensions of our being and external dimensions of our being. The internal dimensions of our being are those things, our aspirations, our goals, our desires, our relationships, those things that are very, very integral and very important to us. And then there are those things that are external to us, the things that are less important to us, the things that sometimes we even forget about. Something which is internal, we don't forget about. In other words, go to someone who has children and say, do you have children? He's never going to say, I forgot. Because that's part of the internal essence of that person. So forgetfulness comes when something is external. David HaMelech, because his mistake was that he spoke about the external element of Torah, his punishment was that he forgot. Forgetting comes from the external element of the human being. What did he forget about? He forgot a halacha which relates to the ark, which housed the tablets. Something interesting about the tablets. The tablets did not have an external element or a backside. One of the miracles about the tablets was that the writing was written from every side, all 6 sides, and it was engraved through and through. Whichever way you looked at the tablets, you were able to see the writing. And that's because the tablets represented this internal element or dimension of God's Torah, as opposed to a Torah scroll which we read, which has the internal or the pnimius, which is the front, the chitzonius, the external element, which is the back. The ark and the arin was all about pnimius, all about this highest level of Torah. So David HaMelech forgot something related to this internal element of Torah because he said Zmiras Hayli Chukecha, because he praised the external element of Torah. And the takeaway for us, or one of the takeaways for us, obviously, is a deeper appreciation for Torah. That Torah is great. Not only is Torah great in as much that all the worlds are sourced in Torah, there's even greater greatness to Torah, which is that when we're learning Torah, we're learning something which is absolutely one with Hashem himself, something which is infinitely higher than creation, to the point that praising it and saying it's the source of creation actually is an insult. With this, we've concluded this chapter in Kuntres Achron. Tomorrow we start the next chapter, chapter 7, which is on the topic of charity.